Howdy do, fella kids. It is the professional Hadoweed here, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going over whether you should or if you shouldn't big boy your Honda Grom / Monkey. So we're going to be going over the pros and cons of big boring your Grom or Monkey, and hopefully at the end of this video you'll decide either, oh man, I probably shouldn't do that, or hell yeah, I'm gonna send it. Alright, so we're going to start off with the cons, because I always rather leave off on a positive note than a negative one. Alright, so first things first, cost. Sure, I've said in the past that my boy Wayne can hook you guys up with the 181 big bore kit for $400 installed. Sure, that's not too bad. But then you get into all the other stuff like exhaust, intake, tune, cam. Man, I could just keep going on. And well, it racks up. And it racks up fast. You know that, oh, it's just $80. Oh, I guess it's just $100. Well, that adds up. And what sucks is that, like, you look into your bank account like, alright, I didn't spend that much. And you're like, wait a second. Where did all that money go? What sucks is that I've been looking for a car on Auto Trader, Auto Tempest, all that stuff. I'm looking for a very specific car, but what sucks is that there's only 6 of them for sale across the entire United States. Just a small hint, it has a V10, but that's all I'm gonna say. And I was like, man, if I didn't dump almost $4 grand into this bike, I'd go off and get that car right now. Well, I did dump all that money into this bike. Another con, I'm sure this is quite a given, but say if you have a 2020 Grom or Monkey, you're gonna roll off the lot with some warranty. But the second you crack open that engine case, the second you start modifying it out of the wazoo, all that warranty just magically disappears. The next thing is that the stock 125 you get like as low as maybe 100 miles to the gallon, and if you're grannying it, what are you doing? Whatever. What was I saying? You get like a minimum of like 100 miles to the gallon. If you granny it, you'll be getting like 130. But now you only get about 80, like 80 to 90. And you're like, sure, the 80 to 90 miles to the gallon isn't too bad, but then you realize you have to fill up about every 80 to 90 miles. Speaking of, that's where we're at. And well, to fill up every 80 to 90 miles, well, it darn sucks. Let's see, I'm on 8. Hello, 2 on 8.
2 on 8. Take care, man.
Thank you. But then again, it still only costs you about $2. But ever since we changed the compression on it, well, it requires 93 now, because, well, it tends to run just a little bit happier on it and not quite as hot. Brap. That's full. You know what? 195. I think that's good. And keep in mind, guys, if you're filling up your bike, tilt it up and out, and any of that gas that's going to drip down is going to hit the old guard here, so then you don't soak your bike in gasoline. Hello there, Mr. Bug. Goodbye, Mr. Bug. Nobody gets a ride for free. Oh man, what the hell is going on here? I'm telling you, every single time you go to one of these gas stations, it's like a 3-ring circus. It's just people enter the parking lot and their brain cells go out the window. And real quick, I'm going to go back onto the discussion of me trying to find my V10 vehicle. The closest one right now, it's in Colorado. But plane tickets right now from Atlanta to Denver, Colorado, it's only about $45 one way. And they'll drive it all the way back. Granted that it makes it. But anyway, back to the subject of what we were talking about. Some more cons. Reliability. Your reliability as well as warranty goes right out the window. If you want your Grom or Monkey to be as reliable as possible, you have to keep it 100% stock. And I mean 100% stock. No exhaust or intake or cam. Because the way that Honda designed it, it is most reliable in its stock form. But where's the fun in that? Oh man, authentic jerk chicken in the parking lot of a checked cached place. I don't know, that seems pretty authentic to me. But while we're on the subject of reliability, I am currently at 460 miles on the cylinder and piston, which is a new record. So, miniature celebration. Meet Jesus. Is that a threat? Because my last cylinder and piston only lasted 420 miles. So I've beaten my record by about 40 miles. And let's hope that it don't happen again. It would have a lot more on it, but it's just been raining non-stop here. Either that or it's been hot as balls. Like 95 degrees with 100% humidity. He likes it. What's that? I have no idea what he said. Oh boy. I got a motorcycle I'm gonna attempt to catch up with, and there's that thing. What's up, dude? Come on! I'm still not completely full throttle. But assorted. Do you want to be friend? He's acknowledged me. Well, not officially, but I saw him look in his mirror like, what does this buffoon want? This is one of the pros, is that you can do normal motorcycle speeds, meaning you can do like 60 something miles an hour without going downhill and having wind at your back. You don't need those anymore. But it's going downhill and having wind at your back, well, it still helps. Another con that's kind of just pretty much for my bike specifically is that, well, the oil cooler, it vibrates a lot. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but and you probably can't hear it over the exhaust. It bothers the ever-living piss out of me. But I'm just gonna put some RTV, you know, pretty much anywhere that I can. Pretty much just to mitigate as much vibration noise as I can that's coming from the oil cooler itself. I guess I can move on to the pros. Why you should big bore your bike. First things first, it's unique. If you're in a Grom squad, which you should be, if you have a Honda Grom and, well, you haven't ridden with at least a few other Groms, then what are you doing? You'll absolutely blow everyone out of the water who has a stock Grom. If you want to take it up a notch, you'll just say, oh, it's because I filled it with premium. I guess this one kind of fits into the middle of pros and cons, but I mean, if you build it right, you can be almost as reliable as stock. But with that being said, you still gotta put a lot of money into it if you want to achieve that status of almost as good as stock. Another pro, hills no longer slow you down as much as they used to. You used to be full pin doing 55 miles an hour. and then like a very slight hill will get in your way, and then you drop to doing like 40 something, and it's just not very convenient. What's up, dude? But now you get to the same hill, say you're doing 55 just because you're cruising. You're gonna maintain that 55 miles an hour without slowing down. And part B to that pro, so the last of us part A, this one's part B, is that, what's up, dude? People no longer get mad at you or for holding them up in traffic since you're the one riding the struggle bus to go up the hill. Well, that's not gonna be you anymore. Another pro is that, well, sure, it's not that much larger of an engine, but it gives it just a much nicer engine note. It almost sounds mean now. There, that's what I'm talking about. It has such a nice sound to it now. Like, it's deeper. It almost sounds like what you boys would say, a rail bike. And I mean, you don't have to avoid interstates as much. And what I mean by that is, if I have just to go 1 or 2 exits up the interstate to get where I want to go, then I'll do it. Well, because it'll easily cruise at 60 to 70 miles an hour. But you guys are going to have to let me know in the comments if you think that big boring your little mini bike is a good idea. Well, obviously, well, I think it's the best idea. Well, otherwise I wouldn't have done it. But I'm interested to see what you guys think. But once again, I apologize for the lack of videos. Weather hasn't been cooperating here in Georgia at all. Between weather and me non-stop working so I can go get me this sweet V10. And then also, if you guys can guess what car it is in the comments, well, if you guess right, I'll pin you. And yeah, that's about all I really have to offer. But I'm interested to see if you guys can guess it. My GoPro is running just a little bit low on battery, and I didn't want to run this video on for too long. So with that being said, that is where I'm going to start wrapping up today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure you show some support by dropping a like. If you're new around here, consider hitting that subscribe button. And most importantly, be sure you hit that booty. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.